Hi there! You ready to die? I sure hope so, cause the games from today's list will make you kick the bucket way more often than your typical modern action RPG. Without further ado, here's our list of Top 10 Souls-like video games. Number 1. The obvious stuff. See this nice, smiling gentleman? Don't be fooled by his positive aura. That's the person responsible for Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and the latest From Software's game, Elden Ring. And those games, well, they don't play around. They'll make you cry, scream, and question your video game skill more often than any other piece of code would. Also, what's worth noticing, and kind of obvious, From Software basically started the whole Souls-like thingy, which made this list very possible. Number 2. Ashen. Imagine going into this game totally blind. You fire it up and you can hear this cryptic story about death and rebirth that somehow makes you feel that it's gonna be another Souls game. And you're right. But aside from the familiar themes and mechanics, Ashen has many qualities that make the game stand out. Like your settlement hub that will continuously expand as you progress through the game, a more fleshed out story and characters, and as you can probably see, a very original art direction. Number 3. Mortal Shell. Mortal Shell is a game about giant undying snail warriors on their way to collect 4 shards of the Husk of Immortality. I'm kidding, of course, but glad you're still listening. It's another solid Souls-like game with many original ideas, like, for example, the shell mechanic, which basically lets you swap classes throughout the game. Also, it's a rather short and tightly packed adventure, which makes it a perfect game if you're looking for something to beat in just a few evenings. Number 4. Salt and Sanctuary. Village of Smiles sounds like a cozy, sunny place, doesn't it? But it's not. It's one of the first locations in Salt and Sanctuary, and it's filled to the brim with mobs ready to f*** you up on sight. There's tons of 2D video games with Souls-like mechanics, but this is one of the very first ones, and it's very close to its source material. There's Souls in the form of salt, bonfires, high difficulty level, desolate atmosphere. So if you're looking for 2D Dark Souls, there's your game. Number 5. Blasphemous. Remember the movie Coneheads? If you do, it's hard not to think of it when looking at the penitent one. But what exactly to expect from Blasphemous? A very tight Metroidvania with Souls-like elements, and one of the best pixel art and animations you've ever seen. Also lots of creepy, eerie imagery, and a whole bunch of weird-looking and pretty difficult bosses. Oh, and they've added an update with a dog that would occasionally show up at the main hub, and you can pet it, which we really appreciate. Number 6. Nioh 2. Would you like a little RNG sauce with your Souls-like? Nioh is often being introduced as a mix of Dark Souls and Diablo, and it's actually a very apt description for the game. In short, you can expect all the core Souls-like mechanics, plus the fact that you'll just be swimming in random gear, which is popping out of dead mobs like crazy. If you're a fan of endless stat comparing and dressing up every 2 minutes, just go for it. Number 7. Code Vein. This game has earned itself an Anime Souls nickname, which seems pretty accurate when looking at its aesthetics. What's worth mentioning about Code Vein is that it's actually a lot easier compared to Dark Souls, and works as a great entry point to this made-up genre. The combat system is very accessible, and there's a companion following you around, which often helps to distract the enemies a bit. Don't expect a cakewalk though, it's still pretty challenging, and will beat your ass if you'll want to try and rush through it. Number 8. Hellpoint. Now imagine Dark Souls in space. And there you have it, Hellpoint. It's a dark sci-fi action RPG taking place in an abandoned space station overrun by a bunch of weird-looking mobs who crawled out of some mysterious black hole. And then there's you with all the fun that comes with cleaning the mess. The game's rather dark and tense atmosphere, that's even genuinely spooky at times, should keep you on your toes till the end. Number 9. The Surge 1 and 2. Now that we've called Code Vein Anime Souls and Hellpoint as Souls in Space, this would be Robot Souls. In Surge, you'll be wearing an exoskeleton, which, aside from looking pretty neat, will grant you the power you need to face all the hostile robots roaming around the game's world. The combat here can feel rather heavy, but still it's very satisfying and nuanced. It's another solid Souls-like game, based on familiar mechanics. Just go and try it. Number 10. Star Wars Jedi: Fallen Order. This Fallen Order, one of the most fun games set in the Star Wars universe, borrows a lot of mechanics from the popular From Software series. Respawning enemies? Check. Losing XP on death? Yup. Unlockable shortcuts and interlinked levels? It's here too. There's also the combat, heavily based on parrying, that is pretty close to Sekiro. So if you love Star Wars and want to try the genre, there's no better game for you. And that's it. It's the end of the list. How did you like it? Do you think that some other Souls-likes should be on it? Make sure to let us know. Thanks for watching and see you next time.